there. This week I have these two photos from a birthday luncheon that I want to scrap. And the thing that struck me the most about these photos once they were developed was how saturated they were with color. This happened to be Valentine's week, and we all wore a little red. And I didn't notice until I got them back that the wall behind me and the draperies were red, the table was this sort of reddish color, and it's just, they're really intense. So I'm looking for ways to capture us, because I think we look good in the pictures, and not so much of the other color. So one of the things I'm probably going to do is, actually I'm going to leave that one on top, and I'm probably going to crop the bottom of this one off, and then when I put it on the layout, put something over this portion, title or embellishment over this portion, and that to me helps tremendously getting the focus on the people and not so much on the surroundings. When I went looking for papers, I found the Paper Cottage collection from Basic Gray that I've had for a while, and I love it. I think I've been sort of saving it. This background paper did wonders for these photos. So when I do those, put them on here, to me the background paper with all this edging just sort of immediately pulled, brought some neutral into the middle and framed the whole thing just perfectly. So I'm going to be working with this paper and using the paper to help with the design. I did a quick little sketch by hand, and you'll see from this why I typically do my sketches in PowerPoint, or at least on grid paper, because I don't draw anything in proportion if I'm doing it myself. But the idea of this was just to show that I'm going to be doing embellishment groups here and probably down here, and then creating a little shelf with some designer papers and maybe some of the border stickers that go with this collection along the bottom. And then I'll use this covered area to house the title. I'd originally thought about cutting one of these designs out of one of the other papers, either this one or this one. That's still a possibility, but I do think that I want to put the title up in this area because I don't want to have another embellishment group sitting right in the middle of the page. So that's what I'm thinking of in terms of design. These are the Paper Cottage papers that I have, and as I say, the stickers are great for this collection, and a lot of them work with our luncheon sort of theme, even the birthday kind of theme that I'm going for here. I also have some stamps that have that doily kind of look that might end up being used as part of the layering, and these great buttons that came with the collection. I've pulled out some thickers. I'm not sure that I have the right thickers. I may end up with some of the Mistables that are white canvas stickers that I can add color to. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of product, and let me go ahead and get started on that. This video is going to be a little bit different in that I've upgraded my software, so I am going to be doing some fast-forwarded video with the narration over the top. And I'm not going to fast forward it really, really fast. I don't want to get it that far from real time. But I'm interested in your feedback, whether you like that or you like the video more in real time, but trying to get them to a little bit more manageable length for you, the viewer, and for me, the uploader. So anyway, just let me know what you think of it. Thank you. I have my photos cropped and placed on the page. So I'm just marking where they're going to be. And then I'm going to measure for my journaling, which I will print out on the background paper since it's a nice light color and it'll show up very easily. And what I do is just measure down and across how far over and down that I want the journaling to be, and I can position my journaling block in PowerPoint and then print directly on the background paper. And you could do this in Photoshop Elements as well. With the journaling printed, then I'm starting to look at the area below the photos where I want to put some stickers and also some paper. I like the stickers on that one sheet, the longer stickers. I know I want to use this stripe paper. I'm starting to look at some of the border or the branding strips where they have these little borders already created, and I think those a couple of those might work well. I've got this one with the dark blue, or I can't tell if that's blue or black. This red color's good. I'm also finding some here that I'm discarding, that just the papers just aren't really the right colors for what I want to do. And I'm going to cut some of these strips down. Here's the branding strip from the page, the background page that I'm actually using. And I'll cut some of these strips down and construct a little shelf there below the photos that for the photos to rest on, and also for some of my embellishments. I really love this stripe paper because you can cut it up and use it for lots of different, depending on how you cut it, you can get completely different looks out of the same paper. Okay, I found a border sticker that I want to use, this red scallop that I want to build in. And I've also decided to take this one branding strip and trim it into the scallop design. And then I'll use that with the pictures. I really like to trim up papers whenever I can get the chance to do that. So I think it adds a lot to make an accent out of the pattern. I'm also considering doing another little shelf area up here where I'm going to have one of my embellishment groups. And one of the things I'm using for embellishments is to cut up the paper. I'm just pointing out here a few of the images that I've cut up, and I've already taken these little coffee cups, and I'm putting the larger one at the bottom and the smallest one at the top, and then the middle sized one in the middle. Pulling out some stickers. There were two I really wanted to use. The nice to see you is really good since my friend is retired and we don't see her very often. That's part of this luncheon. The dinner plate thing I'm finding isn't working so well because it can't hang off the edge of the page. That would, really mess up the sticker if you tried to trim it, and it's just too big to go anywhere else. So I'm consulting my sticker sheet to see if there's something else that I like. And I like this Cherish the Moments sticker, and I think that putting it there right underneath my mother picture will be a good spot for it. So that's probably where it'll rest. Now it's time to consider the title, and I'm discarding some thickers that didn't seem to work out so well. And I like these blue ones. They seem to match the color pretty good. So I'm going to do one of the words with those, and then look for some thickers for the other word that I'm doing in the title. For my other word, I'm going to be using these mistable thickers, and I love these things because you can mist them, you can use chalk with them, lots of different things. For these, I'm going to be using markers, and I'm starting here with the Not Quite Navy color from Stampin' Up. I couldn't tell whether this dark color in the paper was navy or black. It was really dark for navy, but it wasn't quite black. So I've started with the Not Quite Navy color and inked up the eye, because I have lots of eyes if it doesn't go right. And I've tried sort of blotting some of that off. I'm sorry, that's kind of off camera, to take down the intensity a little bit, but it's just not working. It's really not quite the right color. So I'm trying the dark gray marker from Stampin' Up, and I'm experimenting with the letter Q. I do that a lot if I want to play with the color of thickers, since I don't typically use very many Qs. And it turns out that basic gray color is really the best color. So I'm just going to ink all of the letters with that. And after I put the ink over them, then I press them down face down on some white paper to blot off some of the ink so it's not quite so intense and you can still see some of the texture in the canvas on the letters. Now at this point it's arranging items on the page, and I want to add my stamped images. I'm going to stamp some of these doilies from a My Mind's Eye set onto some white vellum. And with this image I'm going to start with the basic gray color and see how that looks on the vellum and how it looks on the background paper. I think it's going to work out really well. I just didn't get a very good inked image there. If you stamp laying on a piece of foam, Stampin' Up makes a foam background you can use, get a much better image. I'm also going to try one of the other sizes, this really large doily, using the pool party color. I think is a good match to the background. This is one of the new stamps from Stampin' Up. They changed the foam padding. And you get a good image, except it's really light. That didn't turn out to be the best color. I found a better color later on. But I also want to do some red ones, so let's try the ruby red color in one of the smaller images. That looks good. And what I'm going to do then is trim out one of these images to see how it's looking on the background, and if it's working out good, then I'll do some more, which is what I did. I stamped some others, let them dry, and then trim them out. And now I'm just placing lots of papers and stickers and kind of getting an idea of how I want to arrange things. For gluing the vellum on, I use the Tombow adhesive. There are going to be some things on top of these, so I try to place my adhesive where I knew I would have stickers going on top. I have a label sticker that I put the date on, and one of those coffee cups. The coffee cups were a good example of three elements that are the same but a little bit different, because I use different size and color coffee cups, yet they're all consistent enough that they tie together in the groupings on the page. Same thing with the doilies. Sorry, I'm getting my head in the way there as I try to line everything up. And now it's just a few more little pieces of paper. I really struggled with what to go up here at the top. I tried the red and that was a little too bright. I tried the light color, it was a little too light. Eventually I do land on something that works. And I know I want to put some either rhinestones or these, I end up with the rhinestones. What are those other little things called that are so popular? I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, I ended up with the rhinestones because they were a better size. Enamel dots, that's what the other things are. The rhinestones were a better size than the enamel dots. And here's the finished layout. Let's take a look at the sketch. I did PowerPoint version of the sketch, which looks a lot better than my hand drawing version. I've got the 4x6 photo, a smaller photo underneath, and the 3 embellishment groups with the little shelves of pattern paper. You could use ribbon or washi tape for those as well. The goal here was to take these really bold photos and diffuse the color a little bit, and putting them on this background that had the border around it helped tremendously. And then I've pulled some of the color out from around them as well, just using red as an accent, not as the main color. And I think that's helped considerably, so that the focus becomes more on us and not on all the red walls and stuff surrounding. The vellum stamped pieces worked well also, and one of the things I didn't mention in narrating the video is before I put all the layers on, I did add some mist after I did the photos, but before I did the strips of paper, I did a few drops of dark calico mist from Studio Calico. And that's my layout for today. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave them on the YouTube video or on my blog, or send me an email. Thank you for watching.